So today's mission, I'm just climbing up my ladder, is to replace that. Hi and welcome back. I've got the mic on because that looks absolutely awful. For some reason the acidic stuff coming off the chimney seems to really corrode things. The plywood up there is quite cracked. Whoops, hang on. The plywood up there is quite cracked, and the that little metal thing I've put over the joint is just in a dreadful shape. So my first mission is to try and get it off there, which isn't going to be easy because I think there's a bit of sealant in the screws. And then I'm going to make another one out of plywood because I can't get more of those. I got them years ago down south, so it's time to get the little jigsaw out and try and copy that shape. So that should be fun. Okay, so this is it. It fell apart rather badly while I tried to get it off. In the end I had to use my claw hammer because the screws were so stuffed. But yeah, the acid from the soot from the chimney has definitely rusted this thing out. So I'm not sure if I can still trace around this. It could be a bit funny. So I might just have to freehand it. I don't really want to take one of the other ones off at the moment because they're still okay. So I'll just make something that goes over that join and see what I turn up with. Well, okay, that turned into a huge mission because the blade in my jigsaw had broken and I couldn't find the right size Allen key to change it. So I ended up making a huge mess going through all sorts of stuff to find it. But this old jigsaw, it's an old Hitachi, I got from my dad, who I think brought it over from Germany. I'm not 100% sure. But I mean, I've had it since I was probably 19. So I've had it for a long time. I don't know how long he had it for, but I'm pretty impressed with this little thing. It's not a huge grunty machine, but I've cut through Remu slab that thick with it. You just got to go a bit slower. But for what I need, it's perfect, and I'm just so impressed that this thing actually still works. It's primo. So yeah, and I've managed to get a new blade into it. But to make it really exciting, in order to find the new blade, this is what I did. Look. Because this thing was a mess. It had tipped over at some point and everything was mixed up, so I just tipped it all out. And so when I clean up, the next job is going to be to sort all that out too, which is a good thing. It needed doing, so all good. It just took a bit longer than I expected. So I've made a different shape one because I'm going to slowly replace them. So this is what I've cut out. I'm going to sand it and paint it and then screw it up there because the other ones are going to rust out too. They've been up there for years. So this is a pretty easy shape to cut. A lot easier than what was up there. It might look a little bit odd, but at least it's not a rusty, lumpy mess. Days. So that is pretty impressive, I think. With the cat, she just doesn't do much during the day. It's we're a little bit out of sync at this time of year because it doesn't get dark till quite late. So she comes alive at dark and wants to go out and do things. And I'm saying, no, I want to go to bed. You have to come inside now because I do shut her in at night. So we're a little bit at cross purposes there, but she accepts. It's getting ridiculously hot out there and my shade is fast disappearing, so I've got the piece of wood up there. I've just bogged up a couple of cracks in the wood and things like that and tidied that up, and now it's just time to wait for it to dry and then to paint over all the marks and things, and yeah, that should hold it together. I'm not sure if I like that shape, but I haven't got enough ply to do them all at the moment anyway, but I want to put it up there and see if I do like it and if it's going to work up there, or if I absolutely hate it and want to come up with something else. So yeah, the heat. It's been pretty intense lately, I've found. So getting things done outside and stuff like that, I've been finding really tricky, because I usually work online in the mornings, not weekends, so today I didn't. But yeah, and then by the time I finish, it's actually very, very hot. So I've been having to sort of try and change around my routine a little bit, because if I go shopping, I've got to take the truck to get groceries and do things in town, and I can't keep the cat locked up in the truck in town. It's just not fair. I did park her in the shade the other day. I actually found a shady spot and I was so glad, and just opened up the windows in the loft, and that helped quite a lot. But I'm seriously considering of making another hole in my roof, which I don't like doing, to put in a hatch with a fan in it for situations like that. I can't leave all the downstairs windows open, because she'll jump out and go walkabouts. She wouldn't go far, but it's just not safe for her to be running around outside at the supermarket by herself. So yeah, I'm sort of contemplating that, not for right now, but maybe for next summer. So what I enjoy during the weekends, is if I've got nowhere I want to go really, is to do a bit of maintenance on the truck. And being an older truck, there's always something to do. There's always something to redo or alter or fix. Or I think with one of these vehicles, you know, you're never done. There's always something else you might want to do, something you want to modify, something you want to do differently, something that needs repairing, and things like that. I mean, this truck's been a house truck for 16 years now, so you know, some of the wooden things are needing a bit of TLC and looking after, rather than just painting. So yeah, I've been doing a bit of that. But in the heat, I've got a little wee tiny pink fan that I call my Barbie fan, because it's pink. I'll just get it. So I have this little darling that I sit in front when I'm working. It sits there and blows a little bit of cold air on me. I tried to get a bigger one actually yesterday in town, but everybody had totally sold out of fans, so that wasn't a happening thing, but it does help. And also just, you know, moisture, and then the fan, if you wipe yourself down with a wet flannel or whatever, or if you've got a spray thing, and then sit in front of the fan, it'll actually take quite a bit of the body heat out. I think shade's important. How I'm parked is I still get sun pretty much most of the day, which is good for solar. I mean, I need power. But then by about 3 o'clock it goes behind trees, so I haven't got all that heat happening all afternoon, which actually works really well. And it means the truck's not heated up from the outside later on at night when I want to go to bed. Yeah, leaving cross ventilation happening and things like that helps a lot. Yeah, and I'm so glad I put little computer fans behind my fridge, because that usually this time of year it struggles and the heat builds up behind it. It's a 3-way fridge, so it's running on LPG, and the heat builds up behind it, and it used to even warm up the cupboard that I use as a pantry next to it, so I'd insulated that. And it just didn't run efficiently. My freezer would start defrosting in the middle of the day, so I didn't really keep frozen food in there and things. But these two little fans, they cost me $3 on Trade Me plus postage, and I had to buy a switch, and I put them in behind the fridge by the vent, and behind the vent, the top vent, I've got 2 vents, and yeah, some wires go to the switch to 12 volt, and boom, and well, that's made a difference. Like, my freezer's actually staying frozen even on these really, really hot days. So that is pretty impressive, I think. With the cat, she just doesn't do much during the day. It's we're a little bit out of sync at this time of year, because it doesn't get dark till quite late. So she comes alive at dark and wants to go out and do things. And I'm saying, no, I want to go to bed, you have to come inside now, because I do shut her in at night. So we're a little bit at cross purposes there, but she accepts it. I wouldn't like her roaming around at night out there. There are too many stray cats and things like that. So yeah, we do work it through. Keeping her cool is being a little bit flexible and making sure she's always got water, and not kind of parking her in the sun when I go to town. That's really important. Or going very early if I can. I actually go into town as early as possible while it's still cool and do my bits and pieces then and get out of town before it heats up too much, and that works too. I mean, it's pretty shady in here, which is good. It's not like a little van or a bus that work like a glass house. This doesn't actually do that. So even when it starts heating up outside, it will stay cool in here for a reasonable amount of time. It's very well insulated and not too sunny in here. So that works or helps quite a bit. Yeah, so apart from that, yep, keeping windows open. What I do sometimes when the sun's shining in here full on, I close the curtains on the sunny side. It's a little bit dark, but you know, it stops it from heating up too much in here. That certainly helps. Yeah, and otherwise it's a time to enjoy summer and go swimming and have fun and enjoy the late evenings. You can be outside. I really like that. And yeah, enjoy summer. So welcome to my roof. It's pretty grubby up here actually, I've just realised. But then we haven't had much rain lately, so I'm just up here cleaning my solar panels, which I actually just use window cleaner, but they are quite dirty. And don't tell anyone I'm using a tea towel. Or don't tell my mother. And it is actually an old tea towel, so it's okay. But look how dirty that panel was. That's pretty filthy, eh? So here's my little ones. They don't get that dirty in winter and in spring and when it rains a bit, but we haven't actually had any real rain for ages, so they are pretty filthy. I'm just sitting here on my roof enjoying the view and having a look around, and I've actually got ants on my roof. Don't know why they're up here or what's so exciting for them up here, but yeah, no, it's pretty interesting. I do need to give this whole roof a good clean and maybe even a coat of paint sometime, but it's a bit hot at the moment to paint the whole roof. This is a quick look at my roof. There's my two small panels. Behind me, there's my big one and my chimney. There's my TV aerial, which I haven't used for months. Actually, the decoder thingy inside's got issues anyway, and I just don't watch it. I can't be bothered doing anything about it. Up there, I've got a CB aerial. And yeah, that's about it. Oh, here's my little, there's my little internet antenna. Anyway, hey, thanks for watching. Leave any comments you have down below. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and lots of love. Keep cool, and I'll see you all in my next video.